Fallout 4, we're working on the collectibles, the BottleHead locations. Here's our next 6, AA Gamer for Life. Okay, in the first video, I mentioned I'm going to link all the 3 videos together in the front and rear of the videos. If you're not seeing the BottleHead that you're needing, just check out the other video or videos. Okay, so our next on our hit list is going to be the agility and luck, because I'm in the area. I believe I just was over at the Poseidon Energy. I'm like, well, I'm close to this ship here, and this is jammed up with raiders as well, and there's some Mirelurks down here to greet you as well. It's also the home of some radiation as well. So anyway, up at the very top, and I believe along the way we're going to come across a magazine as well. As you see, I dispatched all the bad people up in here. So right here on this table would be the home of a magazine.
Perfect.
Tales of a Junktown jerky vendor. Okay. Anything you can do to help your buying power early in the game is definitely worth doing. In the beginning of the game, stuff is very expensive and money is limited. But nevertheless, the cap collector and any other thing you can do to make your buying power better is definitely worth the time of doing. But here's our number 1 BottleHead for our our second video here, and that is the agility. In the first video, I mentioned that all my stats are maxed out at 10 when I start the game. Right there in Sanctuary, before I even do the where you go down to Concord. That's basically a story for another game, but having all your special abilities maxed out at 10, that's just a beautiful thing. Alright, so across the way, right from the ship we were at, over by the island, is a ship, and it's actually where you would have to turn the power on to the workbench in order to make the island a settlement. There's going to be plenty of Mirelurk and Mirelurk hunters to kind of greet you as you make your way over to this island. So I'm not really having an issue. I'm sporting the old spray and pray, which is just a beautiful, just a beautiful weapon. I am a level 124 now, and I'm not a big power armor or big weapons type of person. I'm more for sneak or whatever, but no matter the difficulty of the enemies that you come across, the old spray and pray, it gets it done. Through Far Harbor, any Mirelurk queens and charging gulpers coming at you, anglers, Mirelurks, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Bad vibes from this place.
Like early in the game, I'll go up to the Salem. There's our number 2 to get the Reba 2. It does 50% damage to Mirelurks and bugs or whatever, but I'm like, I just put that thing in a locker. I mean, I just use the spray and pray. Of course, it's all related to your stats, which would be your commando, but more or less your explosive damage. You know, my explosive damage is put up to max early in the game. It's one of the things I, you know, focus on, and that's definitely related to the spray and pray. Okay, so over at the Gunners Plaza, you got a couple collectibles up in here. The small gun BottleHead is up in here, and hey man, it's just a good time up in this building. There's about 4 dozen or so gunners up in here, and I don't know exactly the number, but it's just a good time to be had. There's just a shitload of gunners. If you go down into the basement, getting up to the building, there's plenty on the roof, and it's quite the maze in here. Okay, this door I believe is a master lock, so if you can master lock pick it, fine, but I'm going to show you where the key is. a guy up at the top has got it. I believe the gun and bullet magazine is up here. If you continue on the path that you're going, right up here when you get out to this upper area here, over to the right, there's like a little room in here. Right to the right there is the magazine. If you need any of the magazines, just check out those videos. Again, I'm going to link all 3 videos in the front and the back of the videos for all the BottleHead. So if you're clicking on the video and you don't see the one that you're needing, just click to the other video. There's a total of 3 for all the BottleHeads. The last one has the last 9. But you come up in here and kill all the bad people in turrets or whatever, and your small gun BottleHead is right there.
Excellent.
Nice. Okay, so this one down in the mine, it's quite a lengthy battle just to get down to this point. The whole upper quarry is full with bad people, and it's a good time to be had. And then once you get down in here, you go through the door, and again, there's going to be multiple enemies to deal with, and then eventually you'll be coming across some ferals as well.
Doesn't look like anybody's been in here for a long time.
I love this. Look at this guy. Got himself a beer, his lunch, and smoking a cigarette. How you wonder how a cigarette lasts through the course of time, where a body would actually deteriorate to a skeleton, but the cigarette still remains. That's good stuff. Alright, so as you're following down, you'll see the stations, but our BottleHead is way down at the bottom.
A lot of trouble, Dave.
So keep traversing down, and again, you're going to encounter quite a few people on the way. Okay, so there's our magazine.
There we go.
It is, when you get to this level of the game, I'm way up there, 123. I'm in the process of doing the Nuka World. There's no question that I really love the Fallout games, but it's a love-hate thing because there is just a lot of messed up things that happen. The lagging with the autosave, basically you walk through a door and then it actually takes 7 or so seconds before the autosave comes in, and then you're kind of paused there for another 5 or 7 seconds while it autosaves. And then just the glitching with the settlements, I mean, it is just a serious pain in the ass. You know, I'm off in Nuka World or whatever, and then I'll get a message that one of my settlements is down to dislike. Normally you'll get, when they get down to the 15%, you'll get a message saying they don't like you. And you go there and you're like, what the hell's the problem over here? Everything's green, and there's just no reason for it to be going that way. But hey, that's a story for another day. But it is quite frustrating, and there is a lot of frustrating thing about the game. And one of the achievements for getting one of my settlements up to 100%, I could totally give a fuck about, because there is no way I'm sitting in one settlement for the time it takes to make it happen, or if it ever would happen. I've seen different videos on how people made it happen, and sometimes you just gotta say to hell with it, man. And that's the way I feel about the 100% of a settlement liking you, because video games about playing and having some fun and being challenged and all that. And I don't mind taking the time to set up settlements and putting up the fences and going back to defend them and all that. But I don't know. For periodic reasons, I've gone to settlements and the water purifiers aren't working. And you're like, okay, why is there no water? I got 3 of the big water purifiers out there. You can go there. And the generator's good, the purifiers are good, but they're in the red. I've actually had to delete the generator and make another generator for it to come up. I mean, it's just beyond me how Bethesda does not know about these things. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And yeah, gamers could sit there and talk till the cows come home about the pluses and minuses to the settlements, and I just one gamer that, I don't know. It's kind of messed up. I mean, I got to put up a dozen or more different booths to give them all jobs, and I'm down with making the settlements as big as possible, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for a little payoff. I mean, even if you got quite a few booths up, the settlements need to be in good standings up to 70-80% for them to generate money. It's just, why do one settlement never really goes down? They always stay up in the 80%, and the others constantly go up and down. It's like, how does that work? I don't know. They just, like I said, you can sit there and basically talk till the cows come home about the ups and downs to settlements, and I just believe that they could have definitely done different things to it to kind of make them more, I don't know if you want to say more realistic or more reality or whatever, but I mean, let's face it. I mean, how are you going to feed 20 people on growing vegetables, especially that you're in a area where the growing season is very short, and putting up wells and water purifiers, that's all good. I can definitely relate to that. And then, but the farming, obviously you'd have to do some of that, but I don't know. It just seems like there'd be different things to be focusing on.
Excellent.
And the whole supply line thing. Second time through the game, I don't have one supply line. It is just a serious pain in the ass. I make Sanctuary Hills my main hub. And the first time through the game, I'll be putting all the stuff into the workbench, and I come back and all my good shit's missing. Basically, because you're linked to all the other settlements. I don't know. It's like
follow me.
All my oil will be gone, and then
Find
that.
the cure.
Okay, so we're down in Vault 81. Basically, when you first show up down here, little kid will offer to give you a tour of the place. And the little girl will ask you to go find her cat. Basically, you come in and then you leave for a certain amount of time after you've done the tour, kind of get a layout of the place. And then you come back. The kid will have been bit by a mole rat. This guy here is a jet addicted person, so he kind of goes down into this vault to do his jet or whatever. Nevertheless, you need to get down into the secret vault of Vault 81, and it's the home of Curie, which is at this point a robot, like a Mr. Gutsy. But anyway, if you happen to miss the bottlehead, which I can't imagine you did, it's in pretty plain sight when you go here.
Oh,
So
another stranger.
again,
Are
you
you
need to
for
get
tech
into
security?
the Vault
I've waited
81,
so very patiently for you to
do the
arrive.
tour, check out the place. If the little girl asks you to find her cat,
Since
go
you
do
are a
that.
Vault Tech
You need to
representative,
leave for a
I
certain amount of
entrust you with
time
the
and then
broad
come back,
spectrum
which I'd say a
tour I
24-hour
developed.
period.
If you have an
But if you
equivalent
come
to
back
a
to Vault
digital
81 and they're
democratic
not
oath,
talking about this
please
kid
use it
getting
quickly
bit
to
and being
prevent
sick and
any
all
undue
that, you know
suffering.
this quest will not be
However, be
available.
advised, there is only one
And once you
dose
get
left,
into this
and I
room
can
with
no longer
her, the medicine bottlehead is right here. And that'll be our number 6 one. Again, I'm going to link all 3 videos together in the beginning and the end. If you're needing whatever bottlehead, just jump to whatever part of the video you're looking for, or then just jump to the other video for the bottlehead that you're needing. Again, there's a total of 20 here, and that's our number 6 for this video. I apologize for going off about the settlements. It's definitely a touchy subject with me.
Huh.
There's no question
After all
that they're a
these
serious
years.
pain in the ass, but it
Excellent.
is what it is, kind of thing. It would be nice if Bethesda fixed that shit, because you go into your Pit-Boy, you're like, you go under any of the settlements, you're like, I got 50 people here and there's no beds or whatever. You're like, none of that's true. It's just one of those things. Anyway, hope you're liking the videos. Appreciate the thumbs up and subscribing, and we'll see you on the back 9 bottleheads.